Bowden has won 11 straight bowl games and has not lost in 14 bowl games.
Willie Coens is hurt for Florida. Timeout on the field. Here's Lynn Swann.
Well, Keith, Warrick Dunn came out of the locker room. They brought him onto the field. I was told he came onto the sideline. He started to warm up, running up and down the sideline, and he cramped up yet again. He was carried off by two guys, completely carried up off the ground back into the locker room to get more fluids by an IV, and that's where he is at this moment.
Keith, it makes me wonder about the training of Florida State. Maybe they worked him too hard. Maybe they didn't have the right fluids. Maybe they ate something, because coming into the ball game, before the game, Darrell Bush, the middle linebacker, and Peter Boulware, we were told, had been sick all day and had been on IV.
Here's another cramp.
That's a Gator, though.
Yeah, he's a Gator. Yep, it's another cramp.
But
it's warm, for one thing.
Yeah, it's warm. But I'm just saying, 3 of Florida State players have had the same problem.
He's going to walk off.
That's Jackson coming. And Busby does a nice job to get it away and complete the pass.
And it is 2nd down and 3 from 31. Nope. No chance. He was looking at Andre Cooper. The ball is incomplete. 38-20 Florida leads. We'll be back with the final quarter of the Nokia Sugar Bowl after this message and the word from our ABC station. The final quarter of play from the 1996 Nokia Sugar Bowl. The Florida Gators, number 3 in the nation, leading number 1 Florida State by a score of 38-20 as Busby drops back and lets it go down the sidelines for Wayne Messam, and he's out of bounds. It is incomplete. Normally you would say, and there's no reason to think otherwise, that if Florida beats Florida State, the number 1 team, then the Gators would rise back to the top of the national polls, because number 2 Arizona State was beaten yesterday in the Rose Bowl by Ohio State in a magnificent college football game. So right now, down by 18 points, the Seminoles, facing a punt at 14:54 to play in the game, are getting somewhere near the desperate level if they are to reach back and pull this thing out. This will be the 8th punt of the night by Sean Liss. Florida has never won a national championship. This is a killer punt. I mean, it is enormous. It runs Jaquez Green all the way back to the 13-yard line. He escapes. And finally, he is run out of bounds across the way at about the 13. That was a 52-yard punt and a 1-yard return. Bobby Bowden has a national championship.
And the University of Miami, Keith, has 4. That's in-state in Florida, and that's who Spurrier has to recruit against. This would be his first, and everything has gone just about what we said that Florida needed to do, and that is give Wuerffel time to throw and stop Warrick Dunn, and they have done both.
They give a great big Waterford Crystal trophy to the national champion given by Sears, and the fellow carrying it yesterday almost dropped it. From the 13, it is Elijah Williams, down hard at about the 11-yard line. Solid hit by James Posey, the cornerback.
James Posey, tackle, a loss on the play.
As you look at the numbers after 3 quarters, big thing is at the bottom, the field position, big in favor of University of Florida. A lot of penalties.
Second down and 12, the ball on the 11. Seminoles have got to pin them down right here. They have to in order to get decent field position. Wilson flushes him. Wilson's after him. Wilson got him. Boulware's on top of it. So both those defensive ends involved in that play, though it was Raynard Wilson who made the tackle.
This is the 4th sack of Werfel today. That defensive line, as we mentioned, led the nation in quarterback sacks this year, but it's Werfel that has gotten the best of them. Even though they have sacked him 4 times and hurried him a bunch of other ones, the shotgun has allowed him to get rid of the football and connect for some big plays.
It is on the 4-yard line, 3rd and 19, and they've been dangerous on 3rd and long all night. They run it. There's nothing there. So the Seminole defense does its job. It pins the Gators down and will force the punt out of the end zone, and they should come out of this with good field position. But they are without Warrick Dunn right now. Peter Warrick is back to receive the punt. Robbie Stevenson going to the end zone. There's Peter.
Warrick D.
Last punt from Stevenson was a career best of 69, but it wasn't fielded. I think this one will be. He gets it out. He didn't kill it, but it's caught by Peter Warrick. He splits the pursuers and comes back across the 35 to about the 33. And so the Seminole defense does its job and gives the offense the ball on the Florida 33. That's Danny Werfel on the sidelines. Florida State has the football at their Florida 33. Desperately in need of a score. As you see, being #1 in postseason play over the years has not been a particular advantage.
It's the best field position of the game for Florida State.
Going deep for the corner, and it is short, and there's whistles and penalty flags back at the line of scrimmage. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a penalty against Florida State.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
How many times
first down?
We've had so many false start calls tonight. Must be the noise in the dome.
The noise in the stadium, Keith.
Gotta
It's
be.
got to be. That ball was whistled dead even before the snap. Receiver was open. If the ball would have been out there, it could have had a touchdown.
Yep. He had a good step and a half on the defender.
Yes.
So the ball comes back to the 38-yard line where it is 1st and 15.
This is a very loud. It's tough to hear in here, Keith. Just the hum when you're not yelling and screaming. It's very loud. I remember playing in here a long time ago and had that problem.
That's down the middle, and is lucky to get it back. Ball was thrown behind the receiver. Down the middle, E.G. Green. And it will be 2nd down and 15.
That ball was almost intercepted. Tiki Brown thought he could have that one if the ball was not been deflected.
We're in the 4th quarter. Florida State's in trouble.
Needs to get something out of this drive, Keith. They're down by 18 points.
What do you reckon the Arizona State Sun Devils are thinking about watching this?
Yep.
Sideline, no. No chance. Peter Warrick was over there. So he was standing. The ball was thrown. He couldn't run it down. Kendra has not seen any action in this ball game. So you're going to see him some next year. Busby is 3 of 11 for 25 yards in the 2nd half. I don't know that it's all Busby's fault.
Well, both defenses have tightened up in the 2nd half, Keith, and they did that the first game also. It's just good adjustment.
That's an incomplete forward pass intended for Dee Feaster out of the backfield. Dwayne Thomas playing in relief of James Bates, the middle linebacker. Bates is out with a concussion for Florida. And Thomas made the play.
They're going to go for a field goal here, and it's going to be a long one.
Be a big one.
He was kicking them from 55 yards in practice during the week.
Well, his career long is 49 against Maryland. And they're going to put this one down just beyond the 45. So this will go in the books as 55 yards. And it's no good. Short by a little bit and wide right by a little bit. As a result of the Seminoles going for the field goal and not getting it, the Florida Gators now get the ball back at their own 38-yard line. Good field position, and Danny Wuerffel back on the field, goes under center.
That was critical, Keith. Florida State had great field position and came away with no points.
Gary Jackson, the big back, is in there now, and he just hammers straight ahead and picks up about 3 yards out to the 41. It was Steve Spurrier that provided the outburst of rhetoric in the wake of the game in Tallahassee, where he literally accused Florida State of late hits.
I think more than that, and he almost accused Bobby Bowden, and Bobby took it personally. He says the players are taught that way, to hit late, and he directed his comments at Mickey Andrews and to Bobby Bowden. I don't think it influenced the outcome of this ball game at all.
That pass is completed for a first down to Ike Hilliard, who has had a monster night for the Florida Gators. First down at the Florida State 48-yard line.
I think what influenced the outcome of this game so far is the fact that they were in the shotgun, and Wuerffel has been able to get rid of the ball without getting the sacks and the turnovers.
And the offensive line play picked up some.
Yes, they got 2 offensive linemen back, Collins and Pillar.
And the special teams played well.
The special teams played well, and this field and this environment is much more conducive to their brand of ball.
9 Seminoles up on that line of scrimmage. Not going to do much running with that many people up there. Gary Jackson drives and doesn't get anything out of it. Ike Hilliard in the ball game tonight, 7 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. And what was that thing you said, the thing was going around town this week about the 2 coin flips?
Yeah, they were going to have 2 coin. The joke was we got 2 coin tosses, one to see who got the ball and the other to see whether they're going to play touch or tackle.
They're tired. It's tough when you come in here. There's, it's inside. It's warm, 70+ degrees. You put 80,000 people in here. It's probably 88, closer to 80 degrees. That carry is Terry Jackson. Of course, in the Superdome, they have to have air conditioners running all the time. The generators, enormous amount of money invested in generators, so that if they have a power outage, they can keep the air conditioner running. You know what would happen if they suddenly went off, don't you?
What would happen?
You'd get an indoor thunderstorm.
Cool everybody off.
Yep. Ball is on the 42 now for the Gators. 3rd down and 4. Florida State defense has been on the field a lot tonight, and been selling out on most of the plays tonight. Stay with the run. It's Jackson. He's gone. Touchdown. 42 yards. They're going to be penalized for celebrating, but right now I don't give a hoot about that.
I think they're just starting their celebration a little early.
8:52, and after the point, the lead by 25. Jackson, 10 carries, 113 yards and a touchdown. He's had a big game too. Bart Edmiston. Up and in. 45-20 Florida.
from behind the defense. Look at the hole. Great blocking in that offensive line. Taylor does the rest.
The Nokia Sugar Bowl. This ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Nokia, proud sponsor of the Nokia Sugar Bowl. Nokia, connecting people. Plymouth, one clever idea after another, that's Plymouth. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth.
The Florida Gators leading 45-20, kick it off. It's Coles from the 1. And out of bounds up around the 22. The Gators had run off 21 unanswered points to lead by 25. Tuesday night on ABC, we invite you to start the new year with a brand new episode of NYPD Blue. Jimmy Smits and Dennis Franz starring in an all-new Blue Tuesday.
Think back about a month ago, Moss, about 33 days when Florida and Florida State played.
Yep.
Florida was #1 in the country and undefeated.
Yep.
They got beat and dropped to number 4.
Yep.
Everybody else in front of them was undefeated.
Right.
Except Nebraska, they had a loss. Then Nebraska got beat.
Incomplete pass.
Then Nebraska got beat and dropped below, and Florida moved up to 3. And then Arizona State got beat yesterday. And Florida now moved up to 2, theoretically. And now they play the #1 team, and now they're back. They beat Florida State, now they're back up at the top. What if they would have dropped from 1 to 5 behind Ohio State? In the rankings.
Well, I think their long tenure as #1, which lasted 10 weeks, was certainly something of an influence there.
And I think losing on the road at Tallahassee in a close game.
Yep. Yep. Well, the teams, if Florida goes ahead and wins this, and I right now don't see any particular reason why they shouldn't, 45-20, you're going to have Florida State, Florida, BYU, Arizona State, and Ohio State all with 1 loss. And the team that would possibly be in a posture, the only team I think really to be in a posture of challenging the Gators' claim for #1 might be Ohio State. And I don't think they will get a vote, enough votes to do that. That's Melvin Pearsall, who finally sees the ball for the first time tonight, the tight end, and has a big play out of it, moves the ball all the way to the 48-yard line. I do think this, though, Bob, and I'm going to say it plainly and clearly, I think there's some feeling about the alliance, and that probably Ohio State might lose some votes because they have not been part of the alliance up to this point in time.
Here's a look, giving Florida the win and Florida State the loss.
Yep.
5 teams with 1 loss.
Pearsall had that one on his fingers for a while, but never did have possession, so it's an incomplete forward pass.
And really, Keith, it all depends when you lose.
Absolutely.
If you lose your last game, like Arizona State, and if you win your last game, like Florida has, and who you beat. Florida lost to Florida State when Florida State was #2, and then they beat Florida State when they were #1. They worked themselves back up. I think they got the right team on top. I think you got to give it to Florida.
I wouldn't disagree with it. It hit as he threw, and it bounces away incomplete. It will be then the first national championship for a Florida football team, meaning that there now rests in the state of Florida a total of 6 banners. It's enough to make South Carolina and Alabama cranky.
6 banners in the last 12 or 13 years.
Yes, right. Not to mention Georgia and Tennessee. and Indiana and Ohio and Michigan and California. 7.5 minutes to play in the game, and Busby throws down the middle and is picked off.
Yeah.
It's Tico Brown. And Tico cutting back to about the 49-yard line. So trying to force one down the middle for Peter Warrick. It sails away from him, and it is picked off. And that might have been the door slammer.
Go back and take a look at that last interception. It comes off the foot of Shea Showers, number 2. Tico Brown.
It didn't hit the ground. It came off his foot, right?
Right.
Now they finally get it. It's going to be Florida putting the ball in play all the way back on the 30-yard line instead of having it up on the 49 where it was a minute ago. So apparently,
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I don't understand why they moved it back. Gave the ball interception, but
That's Fred Taylor, and he may have 1 yard out of that carry. Here are the national champions who have come out of this bowl game as champions, and you can see there are a lot of them, much more than you might think. And I'm humming along here looking at it, and from 1976, Grease, I've done all of those. And boy, have we had some great games. Well, I didn't. 73 was. I didn't do that one, but there have been some wonderful football games played here in the Super Bowl. Wow. Oh, it's an inadvertent whistle call. I guess somebody blew the whistle because they thought the ball had hit the ground, but that's what the officials explained, the reason for moving from the Florida State 49 all the way back to the Florida 30.
well, you got to hand it to Danny Werfel. Goes to New York, wins the Heisman Trophy, plays for a national championship, and it looks as though they're going to get it.
Heisman winners have not always done terribly well, however, in the Sugar Bowl game. Toretta lost here. Werfel's going to win here. Davey O'Brien was a Heisman winner.
Let me ask you a question there, Hoss.
TCU.
The last Heisman Trophy winner to win a national championship.
Danny Werfel.
No, you don't have to look too far now.
No. I got up at 5 this morning. Why are you asking me?
Played for the other team. CW.
Charlie Ward.
There you go.
Florida's 45 points, incidentally, scored in a new Sugar Bowl record. The old record was 42 by Georgia Tech back in 1954 when Pepper Rogers quarterbacked the Ramblin' Wrecks to a 42-19 win over West Virginia.
We have 2 dead ball fouls, personal fouls against the defense. It'll be a cumulative total of 30 yards.
Oh, my goodness. Here's Glenn Swann.
Keith, we were talking about Danny Werfel and all the individual awards, but he knows it's the team that's most important for him. So he's had this hat designed. It's going to be just for his teammates on the Florida Gators. And when the season's over, when this game is over, they're all going to get it as a personal gift from Danny Werfel. He is team all the way, Keith.
He's a great youngster.
Quality kid, Keith. Not only did he win the Heisman, but he won the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame Madrati Award for scholarship, which goes to the nation's top scholar athletes. So he won the athletic award in the Heisman, and he won the scholar athlete award. And you don't do that very often in the same year.
Those 2 teams averaging 10 yards and 10 penalties per game and about 100 yards coming in. Well, they've gone past that tonight. And Florida State just absorbed 2 15-yard penalties for a total of 30. And it's first down for the Gators at the Florida State 42-yard line. They got enough points. All they got to do now is run out the clock and go have a big party. And I'll bet they will.
Florida.
Bobby Bowden says, I don't like rematches, especially again an in-state rival. After he got a week to celebrate the win over Florida, and he says when they named the rematch, he says that's like losing 365 days of bragging and strutting rights because you beat your in-state rival.
Yeah, but they're still 1-1.
That's true, but that's, you know, the one everybody's going to talk about
is this one. Outside goes Taylor. They got three pretty good tailbacks. Taylor's a junior, Van Williams is a junior, and Terry Jackson's only a sophomore.
This team will be back next year. They'll lose Werfel, and Steve will have to develop another quarterback.
If they keep Hilliard, if Ike doesn't go out, and it's anticipated that Anthony will, but if Ike doesn't go, then they'll be a pretty good football team. Ella Johnson probably the quarterback. Ball is on the 23. It's a first down. Running the ball. And that's going to be another first down and another penalty flag down around the 13-yard line.
The one big advantage that Spurrier and the Gators had coming into this game, Keith, this is only the second year that the Alliance has had a championship game. Spurrier and the Gators have